There's the Bears locker room. Boy, what a horrible loss for the home team last week, trying to rebound against the Chargers team that had a brutal loss of their own.
The expectations in the Windy City are sky high.
Folks in this town think this is a Super Bowl team.
Trubisky to the end zone, and it's going to be picked off.
It's a new day. Trubisky to the end zone. Intercepted.
He has not been an accurate passer this season.
There's been no balance, nothing going.
Giving them Montgomery, and it's all bottled up.
Bounces out to the left side. Ball's on the ground.
Snake bitten and sullen. These Bears offensively, something's got to click soon.
Stacey Dales is in Chicago for this big Week 8 game.
It is a big game, especially for these Bears. In the words of head coach Matt Nagy, Rich Eisen, this week, we have to run the football. I'm not an idiot. This after a career-high 54 pass attempts for Mitch Trubisky and a franchise-low 7 rushing attempts for just 17 yards. The frustration, it was palpable in the locker room this week. I talked to several players. Frustration so much so they had the proverbial players-only meeting, and while the players wouldn't disclose the details or divulge the details of that meeting, 2 things I took away. Communication has to be better, and accountability. All the defensive players I talked to, one defensive player told me we have to hold this offense accountable, not baby them in practice. That will show our support. It is a gut check week for the Chicago Bears. Playing the LA Chargers today, the other LA team, the Rams, they're in London against the Bengals. Omar Ruiz, take it away.
Thank you, Stacey. Sean McVay saying this week how much he loves Zach Taylor as a person and as a coach. If anyone could handle the adversity of an 0-7 start, it's him. I also spoke with Matt LaFleur, who's in his first year as head coach and spent time with McVay and Taylor with the Rams. He said because of Taylor's consistent demeanor and internal confidence, he has no doubt Taylor will turn things around in Cincinnati. McVay hoping for the same just after this week. Strategically, McVay saying they can't overthink the matchup going against a former assistant, and that works both ways. Bengals linebacker Preston Brown telling me they've seen the jet sweeps, the pre-snap motions against their own offense since OTAs. Can't guess against the Rams. Otherwise, he said, they'll start seeing ghosts. Now let's send it over to Kim Jones, who's in the Lions locker room.
Thanks, Omar. You know, when they were teammates last year with the Giants, Damon Harrison wasn't allowed to tackle Saquon Barkley. We figure that changes today. Snacks is listed as questionable, but everyone involved seems to think he will play. Saquon was telling me the other day that he so valued Snacks as a teammate because he could ask him any question, whether about football or about life. Saquon also told me this. Against the Eagles last year, he had that crazy screen pass in the run after. That was a remarkable play. When he was on the sidelines later, he heard a voice in his ear saying, "You're special." He turned. It was Snacks Harrison. That moment meant a lot to Barkley. Rich?
All right, thanks, Kim. And one and all, it's time for Read and React. We haven't done this a few weeks, so we're spreading out throughout the entire studio, and I'm just going to read and everybody else reacts. Mooch, you're first. The Panthers and Christian McCaffrey face the number 2 ranked defense in the 49ers. He's the 6th player since 1950 with 9 scrimmage touchdowns, at least 900 scrimmage yards in the first 6 games of the season. Steve, will the Niners be able to slow down McCaffrey today? I've read you react.
All right, I get to react. Okay, you know, Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator of the Niners, he's going to say, hey, who's their best player? We got to take away that guy. So every time he's in the backfield, we're going to load the box. There's going to be no place to go. And then when he lines up in the slot or a wide receiver, we're going to cover him with some good cover guys. You know, the Niners haven't given up a touchdown to a running back at all this year. You know what they're going to do? They're going to make Kyle Allen, the guy from Kurt Warner's high school over there, beat them with his arm against that great pass rush. This ought to be a great game, Rich.
All right, Steve, DeAndre Hopkins, we've heard of him. He's coming off his second 100-yard receiving game of the season. Today, he faces a Raiders pass defense ranked not only 31st, but still singed by the Green Bay offense last week. Irv, is Hopkins going to go off today?
Singed by Aaron Rodgers last week. And who has the same skill set as Aaron Rodgers does? That's right, Deshaun Watson. He can run right with his legs and throw all the way back across his body with his arms. That's what Aaron Rodgers did for 429 yards. And Aaron Rodgers didn't have that guy with him last week. Deshaun Watson will have that guy with him this week. That's right. DeAndre Hopkins. He will torch this 31st ranked pass defense of the Oakland Raiders, Rich.
All right, Irv. Now, we haven't spoken Patriots-Browns much yet, but the show has just begun. It's a late window contest on CBS, and that Pats defense that we discussed in the previous segment leads the league in every category virtually. In fact, the Pats D scored more points, 20, than they've given up to opposing offenses, 18 this season. Kurt, can Baker Mayfield wake up dangerous today?
Well, I tell you what, Rich, this is a great matchup because when you play the Patriots, you have to beat man coverage. Who has better man beaters than Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns? But as we saw on Monday night, you have to beat blitz zero. What's blitz zero? Okay, cover two safeties back. Cover one means I got one safety back. Cover zero, no safeties back. We're going to bring one more than you can block, and we're going to play straight man-to-man across the board. You got to squeeze this, force the outside defender to get to the quarterback so he's got a little bit longer to throw the football. The only problem is you got to attack the middle of the field. The Jets here, nobody attacking the middle of the field. Sam Darnold's trying to buy time, force fumble. They got an issue. Okay, they're going to bring it again. They're going to keep bringing it until you solve it. We've got the outside rusher. This is great. We're attacking the middle of the field. Everything looks good. Robbie Anderson, cross the face of the defender. You don't cross the face of the defender. We give an interception. Let's go to Dallas against blitz zero. Here, it's this easy. Blitz zero, attack the middle of the field, a quick slant. It's an easy touchdown or big play in that situation. The Cleveland Browns had their bye week. They had 2 weeks to prepare for this. You have to have a plan for man coverage and blitz zero if you're going to have any chance against the Patriots. Huge game for the Browns. There's also a huge game going on down in the Superdome where the Cardinals, who've won 3 straight, are taking on these Saints that are hot. But you see that guy right there? Drew Brees is back for the Saints. Must-watch TV.
Coming up,
I don't know what the future holds.
Could the Tom Brady era finally be coming to a close in New England? We'll tell you if another team might get the Patriots goat. Plus,
Again, big pressure, he's hit. The ball is picked up by Ragland. Touchdown!
KC lost their commander-in-chief last week, but still won the game. We'll tell you who has to step up to keep the wins coming. That's next on NFL Game Day Morning.